Hello there, my friends. Happy Fall Friday. I am recording this so that you will see it starting October 3rd, 2025. And as I share these products, they are currently available. Now, this time of year, we have online exclusives that have been around a little while, and they put things on the last chance list. Well, this is a stamp set that's currently on the last chance list, and you can purchase the stamp set separate and the dies. Now you'll want to do that, and here's the reason why. I wrote down in here, on the last chance list, these dies that go with this stamp set are marked down to $14. They were $28 prior to the last chance sale. So you have all of these dies that the words are standalone words. You've got some words here that are standalone. The leaves are standalone. The rest of the items you stamp and then you can cut out. Okay, and you'll see that as we do our project. So what I'm getting at is this. Before it was $28. Now it's on sale for $14. That's as of today, October of 2025. October 3rd is when this is airing. And then just the stamps are $25. So that's how you want to purchase it. $25, $35, $39 compared to $47.50 if you purchase it as a bundle. All right. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help answer any questions. But this is a great set, especially if you love coffee or lattes or pumpkin spice or apple cider, peppermint, all kinds of fun stuff. Eggnog. This is a really fun stamp set. So I chose this for our fall project. We'll be using this stamp set. I have everything on my blocks already. I chose to use the stylish shape dies, and I chose the second to the largest and third. So second in from the largest and the third in from the largest are the dies I used here. The paper that I used is in the main catalog or annual catalog. It's the Timeless Plaid 6x6. This is $12.50 for 48 sheets. Anyway, here is the paper that I chose. Okay, now this is a retired color on this side, but that doesn't matter. You've got colors that coordinate very, very well, and you'll see that. And then I also cut and did an embossing, and this is the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder, and you'll see that in our project also. So I'll have all of the descriptions and links to purchase any of these products in my store. They will be in the description when you're watching. Go to the description area. So let me move these out of the way. All right, I'm also using Momento Ink. Excuse me. And we are going to be using some blends. So what I'm using here, I have the Real Red Light and Dark. I have one of our lighter tones that's in the annual catalog. This number is SU 800, but I believe that they've listed them light, medium light, dark, and I honestly don't have it in front of me to tell you, but that's what this is where this one is coming from. This one is ivory. Okay, this one is our color lifter, so you can pull some of the color away. This color I'm using is SU 200, and this one is light old olive. So now that I've said all that, I am, see if I have my catalog right here. I am going to pull this catalog, and I am curious about these color blends. Okay, so this is our annual catalog. Give me just a moment. It should be here pretty quick. There's our folder we're using, and maybe here we go. Here are the blends. So on page 129, you'll see there's two of them that say deep, two that say medium deep, two that are medium, and two medium light, and then light. So I don't know the exact color these are because when we were able to purchase them as demonstrators, they were just listed as numbers. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, so that's what we're using. Use whatever looks good to you. You don't have to use exactly what I'm using. That's the bottom line. That's what I tell everyone in my classes all the time. No one sees my sample, okay? So if yours isn't exactly like what you're stamping in my samples, it's okay. No one will see mine. So that's what I'm going to tell you. Use the colors that you like, that you want to use. All right, so here's what we have. We have a card base that is Old Olive, 8.5 by 11, scored at 4 1/4. And then we have a scrap that we're going to be stamping and coloring on. I've already pre-stamped or pre-die cut this designer paper I shared with you. That's the second to the largest circle in the stylish shaped dies. Then I have a basic white, and then that's the third one in. And I have some leaves here that I have pre-die cut from the set. And they're pretty cool. I like them. This is Crushed Curry and Old Olive are the colors I chose to use. And then here is 4 by 5 1/4. This is the basic beige, and I ran it through the Forever Plaid embossing folder already. Okay, so we're going to be using that. So I'm going to set all this aside for the moment, and we're going to do some stamping. I'm going to go ahead and use Momento Black is what we're using. And I'm using the polymer stamps so you can use something that gives you a little bit of cushion. I've found that my little mat here works just fine. So I have the coffee cup, and just ink that up with your Momento. And you want to use the Momento because it does work the best with the alcohol markers. So that's going to go right here. Okay. And then I have an apple. We're going to stamp an apple. And we are going to stamp 2 of the cinnamon sticks. Okay. And that is it. So let's do a little coloring. Let me show you how I did the coloring. I use the Old Olive, and I'm using the small tips on here, and I'm just going to color in my leaf, my tiny little leaf right there. I am going to use the reds, and so this is the dark real red, and I'm just going to come over here kind of like this. Okay, then I'm going to take the light, and I'm going to pull that in, and what that does is it gives you a little bit lighter color on one side of the apple compared to the other. And I can bring it up close so you can see that. Hopefully it won't get too blurry, but hopefully you can see there's a little bit lighter tone to the right than the left. Makes you look like a pro when you're coloring. Okay, now for the cup, actually let's go ahead and do the cinnamon stick first. Okay, so I don't know, I had this on here because we used it for a class, and it was to differentiate between another brown we were using. I just never took that ribbon off of there. Anyway, so we're going to use this darker brown, so whatever brown you have you can use, and I'm going to color my cinnamon stick. Okay, I'm going to color that. Now this is the one thing that I use the color lifter on, and the reason I wanted the color lifter is when you see a real cinnamon stick, it's not all really uniform color. It does have some kind of like blemishy look. It's not a solid, so I just kind of went over that a little bit, and hopefully you can see how it pulls some of the color away. That's what the color lifter does. Okay, Now, next, I used these two colors. Which one? One was ivory and one was one of the lighter tones. So, I'm going to use the ivory, and I might have used the brush tip on, I think I used the brush tip on this ivory. So, and I'm just going to color the lid. Okay, and then I'm just going to do some flicks. I don't want to color the white like cozy or whatever you call it, but let me color this in. And I'm just doing, I don't want it a solid line, I guess is what I'm getting at. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, and then next I'm going to take this excuse me, this lighter color, and I'm going to go ahead with the brush tip end on this one, and I'm just going to pull that color to the left, and make sure that you're going right on top of the other color that you did, because you want it to blend. So you don't want any definite lines there. So all I did was just give a two-tone kind of look on that. Can you see there? See the difference in the color of that cup? Alright, so now we'll take the dies, run this through the die machine, and we're ready to put our project together. Now I will tell you, I've already pre-cut these with the die, but one of these sticks I cut by hand because it was pretty easy. I wanted it to be a little bit longer. So let's bring those pieces in that I have done. Okay, see how this one's a little bit longer? I hand cut that one and I die cut that one. Alright, so there's our pieces already die cut. So now let's put this together. Let me move these kind of out of the way. Give me some space. Alright, so let's put those here. Now let's put these down together. Now I will tell you this, these dies will actually come apart. Okay, see how that pops out of there? See how there's like three, there are two let's see, there's two pieces here, but I could take this out, but I want to glue this, I want this all glued together. See how this one, you can do this and then you have this piece? I want to keep those together, so I'm going to stick this back in here. It just gives it a full detailed look. Alright, so let's move these over here. This will go here, and we're going to stamp on this circle. But what I want to do is this will kind of overlap a little bit, kind of like that. So that just gives me, I'm going to take my pencil. Where are you, pencil? Let me see. I don't know where my pencil's at. Anyway, that's okay. We'll figure it out. So what I need to do actually is stamp on this. So I have the word autumn is the best, but there's another one here that says season. That's it got shoved over here on the side. Autumn season. That's what I want to stamp. And we're going to stamp that with the Momento Black. Okay. So autumn needs to go kind of up at the top left. Just want to make sure that that's inked up really well. Okay. So autumn season is next. And this is really good font, this stamp set. It's called Nothing Better Than. Where did it go? Nothing More Than Autumn. The word in here says nothing's better than. That was on my mind. But More Than Autumn is the name of the stamp set. Alright, this word season, I need to come right here. And we're going to put season right there. Autumn season. And then I want to stamp is the best, but I think I'm going to stamp that on a piece of skinny white, which I thought I had right here. 1 second. All right. Here we go. So, you know how you do layering and you always do like 4 by 5 1/4, or you cut off 1/4 of an inch. Well, you have a million of these pieces. Sometimes I have a lot of these pieces. I don't know. I'm going to see. Bring this down here. I don't know if this will fit on this little skinny. Oh, it will. So that's what we're using. We're going to use Is the Best. Autumn season is the best. I love fall here in Michigan, where I'm from. It is beautiful in the fall season with the trees and just the different colors and the cool, you know, kind of 70-ish days and cooler at night sleeping. It's so great. We've had some amazing weather this year for going into our fall season. Okay, so I'm done with that. And I'm going to go ahead and just take my scissors and just clip this so I have a little bit of the same on the other side. So about right there. Okay, there's that. All right, so let's see about putting this together. I have something in mind, and I'm not really sure if I want to do it or not, because I haven't already made this card, but this is going to go on here. We are going to, let's put this together first. So, I'm going to also use, I don't know if I showed this, but we're going to be using the Early Espresso Old Olive Baker's linen thread, but I'm using the, I don't know if I want to use that color. No, we're going to use the green. We're going to use the Old Olive. That's what I wanted, because it's going to, it's going to go on here, so it won't be directly on the other Old Olive. Okay, let's get this placed. So this is kind of my process when I come up with creating. You know, I don't glue things down as I go. I wait, I have it all, put it all together and see if that's how it's supposed to be. Then we want to adhere it down. All right, so we need this kind of over here. This is going to come right there. Okay, that worked out really well. Get this up a little bit. Kind of like that. That's what I'm looking for. And so this will go over onto here. My cinnamon sticks, I want that one just a little bit taller, and that one will come down a little bit. Let's see. Cinnamon apple cider. Doesn't that sound good? Okay, so there's that. We're going to have the apple is going to go right there. Is the best. I want that to kind of go on both. See there? Kind of like that. These guys will get tucked in here. And again, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of place this first, and then we will glue things down. I just want to make sure that this is really how I want it to be, because I had it in my head of how I wanted this to be. I kind of saw this idea online on Pinterest, but I changed it to be my own. So I did change this quite a bit from what I saw there. Anyway, so you got leaves behind the cup because it's fall. You've got apple cider, and that's what we want. So what I was thinking about doing is actually taking and adding some more of the red, or some of that kind of the ivory, and coloring my autumn season. So I know I'll probably ruin it if I don't like it, but we're going to try it anyway, because I want to bring the color of the cup over into this stark white. Okay, I guess we could use some embellishments for that, but I'm going to use my blends. And because I stamped that in the Momento, I can color right over top and it's not going to do anything. So I'm going to leave this here because what I want to do is I just want to kind of put this color on my word. Okay, kind of like that, kind of to highlight. So autumn. Ooh, let's go with some green. Autumn season. do this green, okay? So here we go. Don't mess up on me. Okay, this is what I want. Beautiful. I love it. Oh my gosh, isn't that cool? I just think it adds extra touch, bringing that starkness of the white kind of down a little bit, right? Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. So I want this. I'm going to take my ribbon here, and we are going to trickily kind of do this, but let's bring this around. We're going to wrap this around a few times, and I'm going to tie a bow. So let's see, couple around and then there, and then I have this hanging down because this is what I'm going to cut my bow or make my bow. So let's cut that, and I don't have to worry about this being exactly in the right spot at the moment because I can move this around once I get it tied. So let's get this tied. I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot first and then tie the bow. Okay. I would be curious, if you are watching me, I would love to hear how many of you have used this set, and you know, if you like it. If you like what you see here, I would love to see a thumbs up or a comment to let me know what your thoughts are. Excuse me. Make sure that you join me on my Facebook group, Stamp with Barb Ryder. You can find me on Facebook. I do lives weekly unless life happens, and lately it seems like that's been happening. So anyway, I also have in-person classes. I do monthly blessing box, which is kind of like club, and so I'd love to hear from you. And if you don't have a current demonstrator, I would love to have you purchase from me with the links that I provide in the description. All right, so we've got that old olive here. Okay, so let's get this moved. All right, let's go ahead and get this put together. So I'm going to pull these off of here. This is going to go here. I want this to come up. Let's bring this down a little more. This has got to come down. And it's not glued in the back. Getting out of the screen there. So I can kind of slide it down some. That's what I'm wanting. I wasn't quite sure how high to put it up. I love that. It turned out just like in my mind. I'm so happy. Okay. So that's going to go here, and that's going to go here. So first, let's go ahead and put this piece down with regular adhesive. This is my Stampin Seal. And I'm just putting enough because I've got these lines here, so I want to definitely make sure I have enough adhesive to cover up on those lines. Okay, let me see if I've got that about where I want it. Kind of like right there. Yep, so let's go with that. And I don't want to come up too high with this because we were going to have the other words that are going on there. And then this one is going to go down next. Right there. Ooh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, there's that. Now, let's go ahead and this is going to kind of go right here. So I am going to use some mini dimensionals, and I don't know, let me see, these little mini ones, yep, they'll fit on here. So I'm going to grab 3 little minis and put those on here. So we're going to pop that part of the word up, and those here, come on. Come on. Oops. And we're almost done. This is going to be awesome. Autumn season is the best. Just like that. Now, there is a little pumpkin in here. You could put a pumpkin on the front if you want. You could say pumpkin spice is the best. Apple cider is the best. You could do all kinds of things here. Now I am going to pop this up, so I think I'm going to leave some space so my leaves will tuck in there, and so I have to be careful where I put my dimensionals here. Let's put one here and one there. All right, so let's pop this up kind of right here, just like that. Let's go with some adhesive on the back of my stems. They're not stems, Barb. They are cinnamon sticks. Okay, let's kind of go over this way. Oh, see, I've got that dimensional right there. Let's do that. See if I can tuck this one in farther. Let's just do those like that. Okay, so we got cinnamon sticks in there. Now I did run. There is the adhesive sheets on the back of my green ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull. I ran it through. You put adhesive sheet on the cardstock first, then you run it through. So let me get this adhesive sheet off of here. There. And there's already sticky on the back. So, yep, so there's no sticky on this. It's all stuck on my green here. And let's see, let's get this one kind of tucked in here. And then no adhesive on this one. I just didn't have any adhesive sheet on the cardstock before I ran it through. So that's going to get tucked right there. And then let's do this on this one. I'm going to try to get a bigger piece and get this started with pulling that adhesive off. There we go. See there? So it's just holding on and then just pulling all the adhesive. And it can come off in separate pieces because, like I said, these do come apart. This comes apart. Well, wonder if I can. Tricky stuff. I should use my pick tool. Anyway, there's enough adhesive. I'm just going to stick this in. We're just going to leave some of the paper on, and the adhesive will hold all of it. There we go. Let's get that right there. Come on. Just like, see how it comes apart? I don't want that. Come on. There. Okay, let's get this in here. There we go. Just like that. And get some adhesive on this other crushed curry pea leaf. Now I could have done some Calypso coral in here, or even Cajun craze would have been okay, but I just kind of wanted to, I didn't want to get too orangey, I guess is what I wanted to do with the now if I was doing pumpkins, yes, but since I've got the apple, yeah, I decided didn't want to go too orange. Okay, so apple goes here. So cute. All right, let's put this down onto our card base, and we have finished our card. There we go. Oh, I guess I need to put some white on the inside because you can't really stamp well on the darker colors, which this is Old Olive. It's not too bad, but white would look much better. All right, now once you put that down, you can't really move this any higher up or down. So, all right, that's what we have. Now I did not pull out any gems. What could we use? What could we use? Here are some current gems. This kind of peach color looks good, but we could go with the red to go with the apples. That kind of looks good. I also have these that are kind of cinnamony color, Cajun craze gold dots. Those would be good. I think I'm going to use these. I think I'm going to go with the Cajun craze dots. What else? There are some green. I have all kinds. Here's some green. There's enough green on there. I don't want any green. Let's go with, I'm still looking at my little gems over here. What about these? These are called holographic resin dots. Let's pull these out and see what they look like. They kind of, it's hard to tell here, but they have like a greenish tint to them, but yet they're not super green. So, I don't know. I don't think that's the route to go. Usually on my lives, I have you guys decide what we need to use, but since this is not a live, I don't have your help. So, give me one more second here. I think we're just gonna, I want to see what the red looks like. Let's see what this red, delightful decorative dots. These are in the holiday mini that is currently available. I think this goes with a fun little animal set, like an express. But look at these colors. I don't know. I think the peach is really what, that way I can pull a little bit of that color in here. So I think we're going to go with these. So let me grab my take your pick tool. And there's 3 sizes. There's the large and the medium and then the small, I guess. So let's go ahead and grab a large. And where should we put the large? Let's bring some color over here maybe. Let's do one there. I always have a hard time with these dots. If you guys watch me, you'll know. You know I do. Okay, let's do that. And let's get a small one. And let's just bring that here, here, here. Let's just bring it right up there. Okay? That's good. I think that's a great fall card. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I hope that you like this fall card. I love it. I have things in my mind. Usually I kind of create as I'm going instead of having a sample already done. I kind of knew what I wanted, so that is what we ended up with. So let me just get this all moved out of the way so you can really take a look at this gorgeous card. So fun for fall. And move this, so that you can have a good look at the card right there. Now, if you have any questions, you can contact me at my website at barbryder.stampinup.net. You will find my contact information there. And in the description of this video, you'll have the links in order to purchase the product that I used here in today's video. I hope that you'll like it, and I hope that you'll come back and see me again sometime. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.